Joe Delaney had been the quiet heartbeat of the office building on Tremont Street in Boston for 17 years. As the janitor, he knew every creaky floorboard, every flickering light, and every coffee stain that never quite came out. He was reliable, kind, and invisible just, the way most people treated him. But Joe had a secret he didn't even know he carried. A mild case of narcolepsy. It wasn't dramatic, just moments when his body betrayed him with sudden sleep. He chalked it up to exhaustion, age, or the monotony of routine. That is, until Karen caught him. Karen, the supervisor, was the kind of person who measured worth in productivity and punctuality. She saw Joe slumped in the break room chair one afternoon, mop still wet in his hand, and decided that was enough. No warnings, no questions, just a cold, clipped, "You're done here, Joe." Joe didn't argue. He packed up his things, his pride bruised and his future uncertain. On the walk home, he ducked into a corner convenience store. He grabbed a six-pack of beer, hoping to drown the sting of rejection. At the counter, his eyes drifted to a row of lottery tickets. On impulse, perhaps out of defiance, perhaps out of hope, he bought one. His first ever. A week later, Joe sat on his worn couch, beer in hand, watching the lottery numbers roll across the screen. One by one, they matched, all of them, $50 million. He blinked, then laughed, then cried. The next day, check in hand and heart pounding, Joe did something no one expected. He contacted the owner of the company where he'd spent nearly 2 decades scrubbing floors and emptying trash bins. The owner, half amused and half stunned, agreed to sell. Joe was now the boss. He didn't waste time. He called Karen into the office's office. She walked in, heels clicking, face smug until she saw him behind the desk. "Joe, Miss Karen," he said calmly, "your services are no longer required." Then he called in Bob, the new janitor. Bob was humble, hard-working, and reminded Joe of himself. "Bob," Joe said, "how'd you like to be the new office supervisor?" Bob's jaw dropped. Karen stormed out. And Joe, he leaned back in his chair, the same chair he'd once been fired from, and smiled. Sometimes life doesn't just clean house, it rewrites the whole blueprint.